We've actually had two more pets than the ones that I'm going to describe here, but I didn't have very much interaction with these two extra pets, so I'm just going to leave them out of the episode. This episode is more specifically for the special pets in our lives. We'll see how y'all interpret the term special by the end of this episode.
When someone meets my family, they inevitably ask, "How are you, you?" Why is that, you ask? Have I got a story for you?
I had like a week break in filming on Fairy Tales because I accidentally filmed 53 after 42 because, as everyone knows, I'm terrible at math. But let's get back into things. And also, if I sound really weird, kind of like Sylvester the cat with the suffering succotash, it's because I bit the shit out of my tongue the other day. I'm pretty sure I tried to eat it, and it's still kind of swollen, and it's filling up the left side of my mouth, and it's really weird and annoying. So I apologize. All right, so the first pet I'm going to tell you about that was in our family was this bird that the Banshee has totally forgotten about. It was a favorite child's pet bird. It was a parakeet that apparently had flown away from somewhere else, and we got it pretty much by chance. We had a neighbor that was next door to us that we really, really, really loved when I was growing up, and apparently I used to spend like the whole days over there with him, and I'd hang out. But I only have one memory of him, and that's we were playing softball, and he beamed me in the noggin with the ball. And let me tell you, softballs are not soft. So I still remember that to this day, that softballs are not soft. And I was just like, oh, God, did that hurt. And that's really the only memory I have of this guy, even though we apparently hung out with him all the time. Like, he was always at our house, we were always at his house. I don't know. I just remember that softballs are not soft. That is a misnomer. But the reason I'm mentioning this particular neighbor is because we got this bird because of him. Now, you know how previously I had said that I watched my uncle one time, we were playing baseball in the yard, and knocked the ball up. My uncle threw his mitt up in the air, caught the ball, had the mitt land on his hand. That story. Well, there's another situation in my life that still doesn't make sense to me this day, but I saw it happen. I know it happened. When it was this white parakeet. It was flying around the neighborhood. My neighbor had been like, oh yeah, there's this bird flying around. It's obviously someone else's pet. What have you. It got out. And my neighbor sees it come down to land. I think he had a bird feeder. I'm pretty sure he lured it in with a bird feeder. But he had the bird feeder. This parakeet flies down. This little white parakeet. Never forget this shit. I don't understand how it's possible, but I'm sucking a lot, making weird sucking noises because it's swollen, and the more I talk with my tongue swollen, you can it rubs up against the teeth, and because you can't form scabs in your mouth, it just makes more saliva because your saliva has some healing properties. So every time I talk and my tongue rubs up against my teeth on the back, it makes more spit. And I'm trying to suck all the spit back because it's gross, and I'm gonna start drooling on camera, and that's not a good look. It's just not a good look. So I apologize for that, but it's gonna keep happening until my tongue stops being swollen, which hopefully will be soon because this is getting really annoying. However, off on another tangent, I think now is the perfect time for me to start reviewing Wii U games, because apparently if you want to review Wii U games, you must have a Lisp. And this is quite close at this point, so maybe I'll just change my channel into a total Wii U review channel. I don't know. At least until my tongue stops swelling. Anyway, the situation that happened with my neighbor, he lured it in with the bird feeder, bird comes down. Never forget this shit. My neighbor sees the bird come down towards the bird feeder. Swear to fucking God, my neighbor just goes, whoop, grabs the bird out of the air, just reaches out, whoop, has a bird in his hand. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What? No, that's, huh? What? To this day, I'm still like, no, you don't grab birds out of the, no, that is some shit that should not be happening. No. And it wasn't just like he was like, whoop, and the bird was confused. Yes, the bird was confused for a while because it was flapping its wings, and then whoop, into hand, and he's not going anywhere. But this bird wanted so badly to be out of this man's hand, they started pecking the shit out of it. Which, to be fair, I would have done too. If I was just flying around and some hand came out of the sky and was like, whoop, and grabbed me, I too would peck the shit out of it and be like, hey, I'm not a, no, I never agreed to this. I never asked for this. No, I did not. Just peck. And I remember him holding the bird out to my mom and my sister and stuff and being like, here, this bird's for you. And as he was holding it, the bird's pecking the shit out of his hands. And he's bleeding and he doesn't care. And I'm just like, okay, how are you this superhuman? You just reached out and grabbed a bird out of the air. Now it's pecking the shit out of you and you don't even care. Just, whah! And blood, and no, he doesn't care. And I was just, wow, that memory will stick with me forever. Just, holy shit. My neighbor was a frickin' metahuman. Oh, but that bird, not only did that bird want to get out of my neighbor's hand, that bird wanted to get the fuck out of our family for the longest time. That bird just wanted to fly and be free, and we refused to let it. But the weird thing is, I know now, like when you get a bird, you need a really big enclosure, and like bird cages are very detrimental to the health of the bird, so I'm sure that did not add to it. But also being in our family, I'm sure that didn't help it at all. But this bird, it would get free, like it would fly out of the cage, and instead of being like, oh, a smart bird, or even like a dumb bird that thinks it's getting away, like crows that smack into the window and shit. No, this bird would fly away out of my sister's room, the favorite child, would fly away, would fly around the house for a little bit. Even though maybe doors or windows are open, I'm sure back in those days also my mother loved to open all the windows because that's just something she does. Instead of trying to find an escape or even like slamming into a window, this bird would fly into the couch and then we'd be like, oh, it's gone, can't find it. And we'd find it, we'd hear noises a couple hours later and be like, oh shit, the bird's in the couch again. And I don't mean like it flew in between the cushions. No, it would like swoop down under the couch and climb up into like, because it was one of the couches that has a fold-out bed in it. It would like fly up into like the little mechanisms on the side and just chill out in there. However, I use the term chill out very loosely because it was not chilling out. This bird wanted to be away from us and just wanted to be free so badly that it took to self-mutilation, which I didn't know. Like, I knew that was a thing, but I never thought I would witness it in another creature. I've tried to claw my own skin off before. That's about as far as self-mutilation wise I get, unless you count dermatillomania. As you can see, my thumb's a different color. I've talked about this a bunch of times. But I never expected to see it in another creature that was so unhappy that they would attempt self-mutilation. And this bird's method of self-mutilation was to open its wings and peck the shit out of them. It would rip off all the feathers on the inside, and it would just be like dripping blood everywhere. And it was a white bird, so you could definitely tell when it was bleeding. And just, like, thinking back on it, if I had been an adult then, I would have been like, go, be free, get the fuck out of here. But when I was little, I was just like, what the hell is wrong with this bird? What is going on here that it wants to rip its own wings off? That's one thing I don't understand, though. Like, this bird in particular wanted to fly away. How are you gonna fly away if you fuck up your wings? That I don't understand. That just I'm sorry. I'm sorry you were so unhappy with us that you tried to kill yourself many times. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You weren't even my bird, and I'm sorry. Now we're gonna talk about my pet, my dog. Though technically I was owned by the dog because the dog chose me when we went to the pound. But I had a dog growing up named Kelly, and Kelly was the best dog ever. And I realize that means nothing to you guys because anyone who has a dog knows their dog is the best dog ever. You know, a lot of people with cats don't think that though, because no, dogs are obviously better. But every dog is the best dog. That's just the thing. So my dog, growing up, I think I have a picture. I had a picture up here for up on Facebook. I think it was my profile picture for like 5 years. Like, I love that picture of me and my dog. Though it's weird perspective because the walls were white, so people were like, "Dude, were you in like a fun house?" No, someone was holding the camera sideways, and it wasn't me because usually I'm the one who messes up the pictures. But I digress. My dog used to do this thing where she would run away. My dog was incredibly strong, and I was very weak at the time, so my dog could drag me across the yard, which she had done on more than one occasion. But she was pretty strong, and she used to rip the leashes and the runs that we would give her, and she would run and be free. And on more than a few occasions, especially as she got older, instead of just running and being free, she would like break the chain and then run around the house like 3 times and then like walk up to one of the doors and be like, and scratch at the door so we'd open it. But before that had happened, she would just run around the neighborhood. And she had like a boyfriend dog down the street who was also amazing and adorable, and he was a lab. And he used to hang out in his family's screened-in porch. And one time, my dog, Kelly, ran down the street to this other dog's house. His name was Mac, I remember that. And Mac did the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. So he's on the screened-in porch, right? My dog runs up to the window, hops up on her hind legs, like looks in the window and is like, and Mac's inside, and he's like, and he wants to hang out with my dog. So what he does is he backs up till his butt's up against the wall, the opposite wall, and he takes a running start, and I'm like, oh shit, this dog's about to jump out the fucking window. I'm about to die. And Mac jumps up right before he reaches the window, and he smashes his head into the window frame. Not the actual window, into the window frame. Smashes his head into the window frame and knocks it out. And the actual whole window swung up, and Max just stood there. I'm pretty sure this poor dog had a concussion. And my dog and his dog have their paws up on the base where the window frame was originally, and they're just licking each other and sniffing and all happy. And I'm like, holy shit, I thought I had a hard head. God damn, that dog's head is hard. That was kind of funny because I saw that when I got older, I'd see Mac's family walking him down the street and he'd have the cone on, and I'd be like, dude, that's not going to stop him. I'm pretty sure he can smash his face through concrete. Like, that dog is fucking strong. He has the hardest head. He could give Juggernaut a run for his money. Like, damn. But one of these times when Ooh was staying with us, it's our favorite story about my dog getting out. My dog got out, and my neighbor came over from next door. My neighbor rings the doorbell, and Ooh answers the door, and he's like, yes, can I help you? And my neighbor's like, ma'am, I just want to tell you that your dog is loose. Now, this was not news to anyone. Like, this happened a lot back in the day because my dog did not care about leashes, let me tell you. Or runs, or when you tie her up outside. No. I was always afraid. We used to have a swing set in the backyard. I was always afraid the swing set we tied her to, she was just going to pull the whole swing set out of the ground. Shoop! And take it with her. But no, she always just broke the wire or the chain or whatever that she was attached to. And my neighbor's like, ma'am, your dog is running around the neighborhood. She's loose. And Ooh goes, oh, she starts to get offended. No, not my dog. My dog is very well behaved. And as she says it, my neighbor's like, are you sure? And Ooh is like, no, I'm very sure that it's not my dog. My dog's chained up in the backyard. And my neighbor's like, because when we said backyard in our old house, it was actually the side yard, but whatever. My neighbor's like, mm-mm. And Ooh was like, no, my dog would never run around the neighborhood. And as she says it, my dog runs past the front yard. Shoo! And my aunt's like, that's not my dog. And my neighbor's like, no, I'm pretty sure that's your dog. And my aunt's like, no, my dog is much more well behaved than that. And like, as she says that, my dog trots up the stairs, the front steps, and like sits down and is like, you gonna let me in now? And my aunt's like, and my neighbor's like, yeah, I'm like 99% sure that's your dog. 99% sure. And the other amazing story about my dog being kind and courteous by far is this one time my mom made grilled cheese for dinner. And it wasn't like she gave us a sandwich. My mom made this humongous, she made like a tower of pizza, a leaning tower of grilled cheese. There was like 30 grilled cheese sandwiches piled up on a plate. And for dinner that night, she had put it down on the dining room table. She was like, "Okay, everyone, come in and get your grilled cheese sandwiches." They're all different cheeses and stuff, and it was delicious. And we each went in and we grabbed one, and put it on a plate. And I'll never fucking forget this. This is one of the greatest things I'd ever seen in my entire life. After all my human family members had gone into the kitchen and gotten grilled cheese sandwiches, my dog walks into the kitchen, climbs up on a chair, which she never ever does, or did. My dog is very dead. But she climbed up on a chair, daintily put one paw on the dining room table, reached out, took a single sandwich off the pile, climbed down from her chair, went into her bed, and ate the sandwich. And I was like, what? I know Mom said, everyone come get your sandwiches, but I never expected the dog to go get one. Never ever climbed up in a chair in her whole life. And so daintily, one paw on the table so she could reach up, took one sandwich, went into her bed and ate it. Just, what? Huh? 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 But it was so cute. And in contrast, I'm going to tell you the time. This one time, my mom was cutting up pepperoni. She's making homemade pizza. She was cutting up the pepperoni. And she left the kitchen and she went back. And there's no stick of pepperoni on the table. She's like, what happened to my pepperoni? Where's my stick of pepperoni? I'm like, I didn't take it. What am I going to do with a whole stick of pepperoni? I mean, I love pepperoni, but I'm not going to take the whole stick and be like, No. What happened was, when my mom left the kitchen, my dog went into the kitchen, put her hands on the counter, took it, went into her bed with the stick of pepperoni. And my dog used to do this thing where if she stole food, she would go in to her cage. She would turn around and go into her cage face first instead of backing into the cage, so that you couldn't get whatever she was eating. You'd have to like pull her out, and that was a no-no. You did not bother my dog while she was eating. She would eat your face. So she'd go in head first, so you couldn't get what she was eating. And my mom was like, Did you? And my mom became so livid that this is what she screamed when she knew she couldn't get it back, because it was already mostly gone at that point, and there was no way to reach in and grab it, and also you wouldn't do that because my dog would totally eat you. My mom, she's standing there and she's fuming, and she stomps her foot and she looks at the cage and she goes, I hope your ass burns! And I was like, man, that's the silliest diss I've ever heard. Because totally worth it. If you eat a whole stick of pepperoni, your ass is gonna burn. I just like that she screamed that at the dog. Oh! And, okay, so the reason I got a TV upstairs is because I was always on the TV downstairs. We only had one back in the day. And my sisters were so infuriated that I would get a TV just for myself. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, at that time, both of my sisters, well, one of my sisters had her own TV. I'm like, I don't understand. Why is it upsetting if I get one too? Because no one can watch TV if I'm watching TV. Like right now, there's a TV in the crawl space that no one is using. It was the one that I had in my room until Grim got me this TV, because everyone was complaining that I didn't have an HD TV. And they're like, oh, it hurts my eyes because they're big babies. So they got me this nice TV, and when I got it, Grim was like, no, this is your TV. This is not for your sister to use or anyone else. It goes in your room, and only you are using it. Because my sister was coming here for quite a while, as you know. I'm watching all TV downstairs, and I meant no one could watch TV. So we put the one in the kitchen, and then also, she sometimes watches that, and you're just like, but no, that's our TV. Stop it. And when we put the TV in my room, my sister was like, how come you get that nice TV in here? You could put it downstairs and we could all watch it. And Grim got such a big kick out of it because he was like, I told you they were going to try and use your TV. I told you. So, anyway, I got the TV because I was always on the TV downstairs. And this one time, my mom was like, get off the TV. And I was like, no, I'm not done yet. And I'll never forget, my dog walked I had everything on the floor in front of me. My dog walked into the living room, must have heard that my mom was yelling at me about the TV and that I was playing video games, what have you. My dog walks over to the PlayStation, the PS1, and goes, whoop, pushes the power button and walks away. And I was like, are you kidding me, dog? I thought you were on my side. She just walked into the room, whoop, turned off the power, and walked out. Ooh. Now we're going to talk about a pet that my sister owns that you've heard a lot about. My sister's dog, Banshee's dog. It's insane and also not too observant. One of the last times I went out to walk her, swear to God, this is the least observant dog I've ever seen in my entire life. Swear to God. We're walking, right? Dog's walking, she's sniffing, she's looking around, she's sniffing. Dog walks into a sign. Ba-dong! hops backwards after smashing her face into the sign. She was no Mac, I tell you what. Dog is no Mac. Does not have a hard head. Wham! Ba-dong! Smacks her face into a sign. Hops backwards. Dog is so stupid. She squares up with the sign like it's gonna fight back. Nah, man, and you already lost. The sign did not move. You walked into it. You left yourself open, and you're dong. And no, see, no, that's not what's gonna happen. No. Oh, I've been injured many times by this dog because my sister refuses to train it, or she has, and she's just like, oh no, she didn't do what she was supposed to, but that's okay. It's totally fine. It's not fine. Dogs sprained my wrist. I'm sure she sprained pretty much everyone in our family's wrists just from trying to get away while she's running. But one of the first times my sister just left her here, I was walking her. And we have to make sure when we walk this dog that no one else is outside because she'll try to eat them. It doesn't matter who it is, she'll try to eat them. And I was walking the dog, and one of my neighbors has two dogs, and she's walking them. They're little tiny rat dogs. And she's walking them, I walk past. My sister's dog freaks the fuck out, which is par for the course. But this lady, I don't understand what this lady's thought process was. Her dogs are like, blah, 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 but they're little rat dogs. They're not going to do anything. And then my sister's dog is like foaming at the mouth. I can like barely hold her back. I'm like on the heels of my feet with both hands on the leash trying to pull her back. And I'm gritting my teeth. And I grit my teeth so hard that I chipped one of them. I spit out part of my own tooth. And it's funny because it's not actually the canine, it's the tooth in front of the canine. But I grit my teeth so hard trying to hold my sister's dog back from eating this lady's dogs, who, after my dog went nuts and her dogs went nuts, decided to stand there as if they were suddenly going to become friends. No, my dog is going to eat your friends, eat you, and then probably eat me as well. So you should probably get the fuck out of here. But this lady, no, she just stood there and watched. I was like, if I hadn't spit out part of my tooth just now, I would just let the dog go and let her eat you because you're a moron. I partially blame this on you. Not only because my sister's dog is crazy, but also because you didn't move. You just stood there. You're an idiot. Didn't sense mortal danger at all. Stupid lady. Stupid lady. Spit out part of my tooth, and then my sister likes to leave the dog on the run. And this one time, wait, which leg is it? Let me check. It doesn't hurt anymore, so I don't actually remember. Well, my dog was running around on the leash out there, and something set her off, probably another animal or what have you. And she ran by. And I don't know if you've ever had like those chains with the plastic wrap around them, but if you run fast enough and you get them to slide, they will burn the shit out of you. And the dog ran past me, went shwick, and cut the shit out of my leg. Oh, there it is. Left leg. I couldn't walk right for like a week. And it wasn't just like the run went shoof and cut the hole in me. It basically slid through so fast that it also probably cauterized the wound. And I had like a nasty bloody line across my leg, and I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. And I remember going to the mall, and I had gauze pad wrapped around my leg, and I went to the mall with my friends, and they were like, dude, what is wrong with you? Why are you limping? And I'm like, bros. And I like took off part of the gauze pad. I was like, do you see this? My sister's dog did this to me. I hate that dog. I don't hate that dog now, but I hated that dog when that happened, because limping for a week is no fun. And having to change the gauze pads because you're still kind of bleeding. I know I said it cauterized the wound, so that would mean no bleeding, but it was like goopy and gross. And it was a little bit too deep to form a scab, which is nasty. But now I have a scar on my leg from that. So that's been fun. But I remember I was having this conversation with my sister one time, because the dog is a rescue pup. And I was like, I'm sitting on the toilet because I had to go to the bathroom. I don't know why I had to explain that. I'm just like, yeah, as if people don't know that you go to the bathroom when you have to take a shit or go potty like I did. Whatever. Barring that, I'm on the toilet. I remember having this conversation because I just didn't want to talk to my sister, and my tummy hurt, and I was feeling gross. And I was like, "Look, you need to train your dog, okay? You need to train your dog, or something terrible is going to happen, either by virtue of her being with us, or she's going to attack some stranger. Some bad shit is going to go down unless you train her." And my sister goes, "You know what? She was beaten, okay?" And I'm like, all right. I, I get that she had probably a bad childhood of some sort. Um, yes, I understand that. But that still does not excuse you from being like, oh no, she's fine. When she's not fine, because my sister's dog has pulled my sister along the gravel on the rail trail. My sister insists on taking her on the rail trail if she's a regular dog. No, that's a terrible idea. Every time she sees a dog, she tries to eat them. That is a terrible idea. I'm just like, I don't understand. And my sister goes, you know what? Maybe someone should beat you. And I'm like, how is that how is that your reaction, rather than I should help this creature be better adjusted, be more well adjusted in life? And instead you're just like, no, they're fine, you're wrong. You're the one who tries to eat everything else you see and is afraid of plastic bags and is afraid you're going to turn into Mario when you go to take a shit, when someone else takes a shit and you got to stand at the door and cry. No. No one is going to doop it down the tubes in the toilet. No, because first of all, it's disgusting, and also we wouldn't fit. That's not how physics works. Okay? I don't understand why that was my sister's reaction. Yeah, well, maybe someone should beat you, and then you'd understand. No. I know there's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, but should that be the case, then we should also cut a hole in my sister. Actually, my sister also has a scar for life on the back of her leg for the same exact reason. And I was like, why? I didn't want to be this close to you. I didn't want to share scars. That's not cool. That's not cool. You should have taught your dog not to be crazy. And that would have happened to neither of us. That's just the way it is. But now my sister's dog has a new thing where she just lays down when you want to take her for a walk or you want to take her in. And my favorite so far is that after I take her for a walk, she just lays down. When I go to put her poop bag in the poop bag section, we have a designated area for poop bags here. Dog poop bags, not human poop bags. No, that's weird. You know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. And every time I come back from the walk and I go to put her poop bag in the poop bag area, dog just lays down. It's like, no, you're not taking me anywhere. Which is infuriating, but also that's just her new trick, is just to lay down when she doesn't want to do something. And also, she's taken laying down way too fucking far, because now when there's a car and we're going for a walk and I say car, this fucking dog walks into the center of the street and lays down. Like, please hit me. I know you want to get away from us. I know you just want to be free and away from this family. But suicide is not the answer, dog, okay? And so when I take her in after a walk and she just doesn't want to move and just lays down somewhere and is like, no, you're not picking. I now walk over and I pick her up and I carry her inside. And my neighbor, the one my mom is dating, was watching one time because I was yelling at the dog because she decided she was going to start laying down in the middle of the road. I was like, we're not even like in the driveway yet. Can you just get on the lawn before you lay down? And I go to pick the dog up and my neighbor is apparently watching. And he just starts laughing. He starts telling me the next day, he's like, oh, I saw what you had to do to get the dog inside. I was like, she just won't let me throw away the poop bag. Like, I have to carry her poop around for the rest of the day. Like, it's some badge of honor or some shit. I don't understand, dog. I don't understand. And so I don't get it. I don't understand. And that day I had to scoop her up in the middle of the road and carry her inside, and about halfway to the door, she started turning into a squirmy wormy, and I was like, no, this is not how this day is going. And I get the door open, and I chuck the dog inside, and she sits down, and she's like, okay, where's my treat? I'm like, you ain't getting no treat today. You attempted suicide again. This isn't... How are you going to go from fighting signs to attempting suicide? What is wrong with this dog?
Hey there, guys and gals. Thanks so much for watching, as always. If you click the link on the left, you'll be taken to the previous episode. If you click the link on the right, you'll be taken to the playlist where you can watch them all.